All right, a pleasant good morning to you coming from Tony'sPicks.com. This is Ramon Scott. Welcome to Night Moves here for Friday, March 27th. We continue our own march to the Final Four. Get down here to the Elite Eight after tonight's Sweet 16. Action continues here on Friday, March 27th. After we saw some some good games there on Friday night. How'd you do with the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament? Got 4 games for you here tonight here on Friday night after we saw the action there on Thursday at the Sweet 16. Thank you for joining me here on Night Moves. We're going to preview not only our games in college basketball here for Friday, but we've also got Major League Baseball opening day. Was fun there. Baseball action all day long. Continued here into the night. Had some wild ones, had some pitching, had some hitting. And what were some of the surprises in the opening day of the baseball season? Definitely want to talk a little bit about that as well, but maybe we can talk a little bit about the games here also on Friday night. We'll also preview NBA Big Slate, 2 games on the ice here. So stick around. We're going to be with you for a little while here. We're going to watch I'm watching a little bit of footy here coming up in the middle of the night, and also some NRL action, some rugby league going on here right now, currently underway. New Zealand Warriors leading the West Tigers. Any NRL fans out there watching with me here in the middle of the night? Also coming up, maybe we'll get time to make a prediction tonight, a bet on the Aussie game here in about 90 minutes or so. And okay, let's get to it. Let's talk a little college basketball here from the action on Friday night on Thursday night in the Sweet 16, as we saw Purdue beat Texas. Purdue game-winning hoop and tip in there late to get the victory there, 79-77. Tremont Mark had 29 points and, no assists, of course, for Texas, but that's not what he's there for, but still couldn't get it done as it was. Purdue getting the win. 8-point favorites, won by 2. Game went well over. Purdue advances to the Elite Eight with the victory there over Texas late last night. Great win there for Purdue. Yeah, Texas got the money for sure in that one. Couldn't really find it here on Night Moves, although I did have a premium pick winner in that one with the over there at Tony's Picks. That was my premium play tonight in the college basketball Sweet 16 there. So was at least able to get it home there in that one. Also on Thursday night, Iowa over Nebraska, 77-71. Iowa led by 10 in the first half and led 46-43 at halftime. Bennett Sturtz, I told you this guy never comes out of the game. He was in there all 40 minutes. And Iowa coach McCollum, all this guy does is win. He had 4 national titles at the Division II level, and he's got Iowa playing in peak form here right now with the win over Nebraska. Nebraska was impressive to get that lead, but Iowa just kept coming all night long. Since 2001, those number 9 seeds, remember we said they were 4-0, they're 5-0 now in the Sweet 16 over the last 15 years. Iowa was only the second number 9 seed in the last 7 years to make the Sweet 16. So probably should have put that qualifier there on it a little bit, but big win there for Iowa, and they are in the Elite Eight. Great job there by the Hawkeyes there last night. Uh, uh, Alv Vulgaris, the 3-point play game winner there, really for the Hawkeyes in that one. Another buzzer, not a buzzer beater, but certainly some clutch shots there. Who was the guy? What was his name in the? Trey Wren, there for Purdue. He had the big basket there in that one. All right, Arizona and Arkansas. I think it lived up to the billing as far as the score of the total was concerned. At least we had the total over there in that one with Arkansas and Arizona. I was kind of pulling for Arkansas on a big futures bet, but Arizona much the best. Put up 109 on Arkansas. It was 54-43 at halftime. The Wildcats are in the Elite Eight for the first time in 11 years. Arizona shot 64% from the floor. We said they'd have their way inside. They were also 30 of 39 on the foul line there in that one. So Arizona, Koa Pete, Braden Berries, 44 points combined. The Cats were able to hold the Hogs to 1 of 13 early on threes, and then they just got buried there as Arizona gets the win and the cover. 21-point win. They're favored by 8. We did have the over here as our winner at last night on Night Moves. And then finally, it was Illinois over Houston there. Yeah, we had the under there in that one for a winner here on Night Moves. So at least we split our action here on the show. Illinois led just 24-22 at halftime. Illinois 12 of 21 at the foul line. Houston at the foul line on Thursday night. They went 2 for 2 in the game. They got to the foul line 2 times. So impressive win for Illinois, winning the game basically in Houston's backyard in that one. So real strong there. Cougars shocking loss basically at home as Illinois, the size just overwhelmed the Houston veteran guards there, it felt like to me. And they will advance there into the Elite Eight. All right, let me say hello to everyone in the chat. We'll also talk a little bit of other action here in sports and baseball today. What a way to start the season today, huh, gang? Some great games, some historic performances as well. Who's here in the chat? Who wants to say hello? Tim M is here. And Mr. Wesker's big Zach Gallen fan in there. Timmy Two Shoes checking in with us. Also, let's see who else is rolling here this morning. Larry Martin ready to go. He didn't have many wins in his bets. I'll tell you what, I had some, like I said, a little bit up and down in the tournament here for sure for me. Did grab a couple totals winners in there. Also, anybody else home with me today? The regulars are having a nice conversation in there, but let me cover a little bit of action here in the major leagues and talk about it. Omar Gomez joining us today. Hello to Omar. Had to get somebody else in here to say hi. Thank you, Omar. All right, let's cover a little bit of Major League Baseball here. What were some of the highlights for you here today? Did have some winners here. How about let's start with Garrett Crochet of the Red Sox. He threw 6 shutout innings. Game was scoreless after 6 with the Reds. Marcelo Mayer didn't start, but he was 2 for 2, scored twice. Watch out for Mayer this season for the Red Sox. We did have the winner here on Night Moves last night with the under there, and that pitcher's duel is Crochet is able to outduel Awesome Abbott in their pitcher's duel. There were some good pitching performances. They're supposed to have good pitching on opening day. Some of them did. Crochet, 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, obviously, there in a shutout. Mets bomb the Pirates. Carson Benge homered in his first MLB game. Frankie Lindor walked 3 times, scored 3 runs. Mets beat the Pirates and Paul Skeens. Skeens couldn't get out of the first inning because O'Neill Cruz couldn't catch a couple of fly balls. Problem was, you might not take your ace out. It wasn't his fault, but when you're coming off throwing all those hard pitches in the World Baseball Classic, and then you throw 37 pitches and you didn't get out of the first inning, that's why they took out uh, uh, Paul Skeens. You'd think, it's not his fault. The guy dropped the ball, leading to 5 runs. He wasn't wearing sunglasses, didn't put them on after that either. But you'd think that you'd leave your guy in there and he's going to keep you in the game. But again, a little bit of wear and tear on the arm. You got to go get your ace pitcher, and they had to take him basically out of the game there. O'Neill Cruz. He looked like the guy, when you remember the old, when you're in the Caps League before you get to any kind of, or when you jump for the fly and you throw your glove up there, you look like an amateur out there. And that one, hey, Andre's here today. Hello. And it was the Mets bombing the Pirates there. Nationals over the Cubs. Washington scored 6 runs in the 4th inning to take a 7-2 lead. Joey Weimer, 3 for 5 with a home run. The Nationals bullpen gets 16 outs, gave up 1 run in that one. And the Nationals got 6 runs off of Boyd. They hit 3 home runs and rocked the Cubs on opening day there, as Cade Cavalli was able to have a pretty okay start there for sure. Game of the night, maybe the Cardinals and the Rays there. The game was 1-1 after 5 innings. I had a premium pick on the under, and then they scored 14 runs in the 6th inning there. The Cardinals won at 9-7. Tampa's bullpen gave up 8 runs in 3 innings. Alec Burleson went 3 for 4, hit a home run, and got a curtain call, and so did the rookie for the Cardinals after a home run as well. Rays basically blew a 7-1 lead in that game. Cardinals scored 8 runs in that 6th inning, and the Rays scored 6. But it was the Cards getting the win on a comeback, and I had the under as a premium. I was trying to play some unders here to start the season. You know me. And let's see what else here. I got to talk about the Tigers beating the Padres there. At least we had the winner here on Night Moves with the Tigers. They knocked off San Diego. Detroit scored 4 runs in the 1st inning, led 6-0 after 3. How about McGonigal? First game there, 4 for 5, and scored twice in his ML debut for the Tigers in the interleague win over the Padres there. Pretty weak effort there for the Padres for sure. Nick Pivetta got roughed up, gave up 4 runs in the 1st, threw 33 pitches in the inning, and he struggled there, giving up 7 hits and 6 runs and 3 walks. Tariq Skubal, just 14 in a row, retired in a dominant start in that one. Dylan Dingle, a 2-run home run, RBI single for the Tigers. Padres Rodriguez looked pretty good in relief, but that was about it in that one. We'll preview the action here. A few more winners here for me on Night Moves, at least last night on the show here. We did have the Dodgers on the run line. I did have a premium pick winner on the Dodgers game to go over there yesterday. And also had a premium pick winner, Angels and Astros game under, a winner over there at Tony'sPicks.com. We'll go over to Tony'sPicks.com and see who did well here. I also had the Orioles over the Twins as a winner here on Night Moves last night. And we had also, I think, one more, Rangers and Phillies game total under was my pick here on Night Moves last night in the major leagues. Let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com and take a look at the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot and who's going to get ready for the winners here on Friday. They updated the software here for the broadcasting program that I use, and I'm having a little bit of trouble trying to navigate it here actually right now. So hopefully it doesn't sound like I'm stalling here a little bit, but every time they change and move the controls around, Here we go. Let's bring it up here. Go over to Tony's Picks. There we go. And see who did well over at Tony'sPicks.com. Take a look here. Hey, use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off premium pick packages. On the day yesterday, Tom Reghard 2-1, Ron Hahn 1-0, Scott Double Shooty 1-0, and David Racy 1-0. Not a lot of action going on over at Tony's Picks. I have a feeling the results might not be quite populated yet here, actually. So let's look at the weekly leaderboards here at least. Bo Dunn up there, up 12.25 units over the last 7 days. Mills Young up nearly 6.5 units. I'm up there, nearly 6.33 units of profit over the last 7 days. Ron Hahn up nearly 6 units last 7 days. Brian Bittler up there, 5.5 units over the last 7 days. Nick Lagaretos up nearly 4 units over the last 7 days. Scott Double Shooty up nearly 3 units over the last 7 days. Tony's Picks VIP up over 2.33 units over the last 7 days. And got Damian Sosh, Tony T, Justin McKelvey, David Racy all in the green over at Tony's Picks over the last week. Last month, Shane Mickle up there over almost 10 units of profit. Brian Bittler, 7.75 units of profit. Stacks McKelvey up nearly 7 units of profit. Mills Young, nearly 5.5 units of profit. Stephen Duncan sent out a search party for him. They're up 3.5 units there, and a couple guys up there as well. Go over to Tony'sPicks.com, click on the Premium Picks tab, see who's got picks up, ready, and available for the action on Friday, including here. Brian Bittler got a 10-star Friday titanium wager over at Tony'sPicks.com. Also, you've got Double Shooty's got a 3-pack in major sports tomorrow. Joey Tron has a Sweet 16 buzzer beater up there. David Racy's got his Friday night college basketball total. Shane Mickle's got his basketball play of the week as well. For the action here on Friday, go over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15%. All right, let's see. Got a few more joining us here in the chat. We so dandy there. He says, "Do you like KBO or NPB?" You bet we do. We've got a great KBO handicapper over here at Tony'sPicks.com. Always with his premium picks, he'll be alive and well. We actually only cover the KBO as our featured coverage here. Wish we had NPB. You'd think we would, with I don't know where you rank the leagues. I mean, I think NPB probably a notch higher than KBO, but KBO is so popular during the pandemic. It just kind of stayed with a lot of the American public there. You got to kind of go out of your way to find streams of the KBO, but it can be done. And let's see here, Larry Martin in here with us today. Cal Dog talking some winners here, I think, with the Guardians. And Coco Gauff there with the win last night. How about that? And let's see here. Yeah, good tennis finals there. Sabalenka rolled over Rybakina, covered the game spread for sure there for Arena Sabalenka. Zverev rocked Cerundolo. Goff smashed Muchaba in that match. Sinner rocked over Tiafoe. Today, we've got more men's action. Lechka and Fees and Zverev and Sinner there. I'm not sure I'll have a premium in any of the tennis today, but okay, let me just cover a few more notes here real quick. Night Moves winners here last night, as we did have winner with the over Kings and Magic. I had that winner here on Night Moves last night. I also had the Detroit Pistons here covering the spread against the New Orleans Pelicans there yesterday, and also had the under with the Knicks and the Hornets. So I did go 3-0 somewhere there in the NBA yesterday here on Night Moves. I'll take that for sure. A 3-0 performance there for me. In the NHL, did have also some winners here on Night Moves. I had the Seattle Kraken as a winner here on the show yesterday. Also brought one home with Pittsburgh Penguins. 4-3 winner shootout over Ottawa. Also, I had the Islanders last night here on the show, 2-1 over the Stars. Also brought it home. Sharks and Blues game under 2-1. Blues won it in overtime. Night moves winner here. Avalanche and Jets game under. Avalanche won it 3-2. Devils and Predators there. I had a push with a premium there with the game total under last night. It was a 4-2 final there. Also was able to bring one home here. Edmonton Oilers as they beat the Vegas Golden Knights in overtime, 4-3, and I had a premium winner on the over at Tony's Picks in that one. Also had the Kings on the puck line over the Canucks last night. All right. Okay, so real quick in 1 hour, so I don't forget, because we'll be previewing games. But I do have my Aussie football pick of the night, and it's going to be Greater Western Sydney plus 16.5. I'm going to take the points again here tonight. And you can watch this one, I believe, on Fox Soccer Plus with me here. And I'm also going to take the under 175.5 for a little parlay here, just to have some fun tonight. I'm taking Greater Western Sydney plus 16.5, and I'm taking under 175.5 in that one. It's Greater Western Sydney and Collingwood coming up in about 1 hour from now. So we'll have a little action here in the middle of the night. All right. And let's get ready to go here. We're going to start our previews, including the college basketball action here for a Friday with the Sweet 16. Also, women's Sweet 16 gets underway as well. Notre Dame and Vanderbilt, North Carolina and UConn, Minnesota and UCLA, Duke and LSU, the 4 games with the ladies on Friday night. Okay, I think we can get started, though, with our games and with our previews. We're going to go to college basketball and roll them off here and talk a little college ball for Friday. And let's get to the NCAA tournament here with a blockbuster tilt here with the St. John's, the number 5 seed here in the East. Remember when the brackets came out and I was opining a little bit about how is St. John's, the way they've been playing right now, the way they played in the conference tournament and all season long, really. Were they a 5 seed in the East Regional here? Yeah, Connecticut looked better seed. They're probably a little better, but St. John's won the championship. So it just seemed a little peculiar. I mean, I don't know if they're underrated here overall. The spread is 6. Total 141, but again, it seemed to me like St. John's either overlooked, no respect. They don't have the big names. It feels like talking about St. John's here. That they just don't get. The coach gets more attention than the players there at St. John's is what it feels like. But Blue Devils, though, I mean, you can't. These guys have won 13 in a row. 14-1 in their non-conference games. Duke, number 13 effective field goal percentage. Offensively, number 9 effective field goal percentage. Defensively, their 2 losses by a total of 3 points this year. So they went 15-2 versus teams ranked in the top 50. The Blue Devils shooting 60% inside the 3-point arc. That's number 7 in the country. Last 4 years, the number 1 seeds are 5-9 against the spread in Sweet 16 games. Duke, last 2 years, they won 1 in the Sweet 16 and they lost 1 in the Sweet 16. So St. John's has won 8 in a row right now, and 21 of their last 22. The only loss was that embarrassing loss to Connecticut. They have a top 25 effective field goal defense. They were 9-4 in non-conference play. St. John's, they a top 50 team in making it to the foul line. They went 6-5 versus top 50 teams. There are top 35 teams on the offensive glass. St. John's, they're in the Elite 8 here, or in the Sweet 16 here for the first time since 1999. Patino, 7-1 in his last 8 Sweet 16 games. Wow, Coach. So let's see what you have here, what you think in this one tonight. St. John's taking on Duke here. Man, 141 is the total here. And yeah, we got Duke, but these two teams are combined 25 and 43 to the under this season here. St. John's has gone under in 11 of their last 12. Duke has gone under in 12 of their last 17. Now, 6 of the last 7 meetings have gone over, but again, these two teams, while they may have met a few times here, they met before the pandemic, I think, but it hasn't been since then. So that's a long series history, but they really haven't played here recently. So Duke just 2-4 against the spread in their last 6 games overall right now. Didn't cover against Siena, of course. Didn't cover against UVA back in the conference tournament game. Did cover against Clemson. Didn't cover a big number to FSU. St. John's 5-1 against the spread in their last 6. So, man, you kind of expect St. John's to give them a battle here, but Duke is still, and they're not, healthy here either. Duke has had, injury woes here down the stretch a little bit. Now they are getting a little bit healthier here, but Caleb Foster's out. We know that, and Duke is also missing, one of their big men here anyway. So, and not having Foster is certainly a big deal for this Duke team, but they really haven't missed a beat as far as winning is concerned. Yeah, not covering here in a few games for sure. St. John's did not cover against KU, actually. They were laying 3.5 in that game, won by 2. Before that, they were on a bit of a cover streak, covered against Northern Iowa, of course, covered against Connecticut in the title game, 72-52. Rock Seton Hall, Rock Providence in there as well. But St. John's here, 3-1 against the spread as an underdog this season. They were 20-14 ATS overall. Duke was 19-15 against the spread this season. 15-13 against the spread as a favorite here, but laying 6 points in a game where like I said, you talk about some solid unders, right? Duke 10-18 to the under as a favorite, and like I said, St. John's, all these unders going on here with them right now. So let's see what you got here. I'll go to the chat pros and see what they think here in this one. And here we go. Johnny's and the points with the under, says Andre in there. Timmy played St. John's and says if Duke flips a switch and torches them, then they're going to do it. But he's going to he's going to take it with St. John's. He's going to lay his hat with St. John's, if you will. Mr. West, because Patino can't shoot the ball for him. No, but he coaches them up, right? I mean, he's got the guys to, tell him how to shoot it. What are you going to do? I mean, Rick Pitino is only good at a few other things, but we don't talk about those on the air. And Mr. Wesker's not a Pitino fan, but, oh, man, if you don't like this guy. All right, let's see here. Timmy hasn't seen anything from Duke that says they can break out against how well this St. John's team has played. Jimmy says maybe they got to get Boozer going here. Both the brothers outstanding, obviously. They're the 2 sons of Carlos Boozer for sure, no doubt about it. Brayson's here. He said he had Arizona minus 19.5. And Jimmy not liking how the Boozer brothers have looked, I think, here. Cal Dog's going to buy the points here with St. John's. And, man, I can't help but try to go with St. John's here in this one. I'm so impressed. But, it does feel a little bit as if, Duke is still on a can't-miss pace a little bit. This team right now still just awesome. Just 2 losses, losing by 3 points. I mean, you still have to cover this number if you're Duke. But, man, I'm going to go ahead and take St. John's here plus these points. I'm with Coach here a little bit. I'm a big Patino fan, so I'm going to take him here plus the points in this one. Give me St. John's over Duke. All right, the Alabama Crimson Tide taking on the Michigan Wolverines. Wow. Uh, College basketball Sweet 16 action here in the Midwest region from Chicago. Fourth seeded Alabama taking on the top seed Michigan Wolverines here in Michigan. A big 9-point favorite in this one. Number one team here in the country, Michigan, 31-2. Alabama went 23-9 overall this season. Alabama just 14-18 against the spread overall. Michigan though just 15-18 ATS. They were 13-18 ATS overall as a favorite here this season. Michigan's won 19 of 21. They are the number 2 field goal shooting team inside the arc in the country, 61.5%. Michigan, a top 6 effective field goal percentage shooting team in the country, and number 3 in effective field goal percentage defense. Wolverines 17-3 against top 50s. They went 12-0 in non-conference competition. Last 10 years, Michigan's made it to the Sweet 16 6 times and went 2-4 in those games. You got, hot coach here in Dusty May. Remember, he took Florida Atlantic to the Final Four in 2023. Remember that year? And that might be the last time we see one of the mid-majors do something like they did. And he's definitely done the job here at Michigan right now. Got this team in a great position here against Alabama. Man, laying 9 though. Total 172.5. Look, we were over in the Arkansas-Alabama game. I don't know if this is necessarily quite like that here. And look, that total was lower than this one. But Alabama is the over kind of team perceived, 18-14 to the over overall for Alabama. Alabama's 5-2 against the spread in their last 7, 11-2 straight up in their last 13. Alabama has gone over in 8 of their last 12 against Big Ten competition. Michigan's gone over in 5 of their last 6 games against SEC competition. Michigan's gone over in 4 of their last 6. Michigan just 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games. So they're not covering, and Alabama is. Michigan here, 12-19 to the under as a favorite, 12-21 to the under overall here. So let's see what you've got here in this one with Alabama and Michigan. But, man, I think the total looks a little high, actually. Alabama here, of course, they lost Holloway, their number 2 scorer, with his off-the-court issues there, and pretty good. He was a pretty good player, but Alabama still, on a little bit of a roll here, winning 11 of their last 13. 54% of Alabama's shots are 3-point shots. That's number 1 in the country, so that's why they're expected to score a lot of points anyway. But Michigan's a great defensive team. Alabama is not a good rebounding team, really. They're almost bottom 300 there in defensive rebounding. So Crimson Tide went 12-8 against teams ranked in the top 50. Alabama under Coach Oates is 2-2 in their 4 previous Sweet 16 appearances. Let's see how you have it here in this one with Alabama taking on Michigan here. Michigan, they were on a bit of a cover losing streak despite winning games down the stretch. They finally did cover against St. Louis in the 23-point blowout, but they failed to cover against Howard. They didn't cover in their conference games, the conference tournament when they lost to Purdue. They didn't cover against Wisconsin. They didn't cover against Ohio State. So Michigan hasn't been a great cover here. And like I said, this is a high total, but I don't know if I perceive this as a game that's going to be well over the total, mostly because I think Michigan kind of is the team that is going to, yes, is Alabama probably going to get their 3-point shots off? I think so, but can they really hit that percentage that they're going to need here to, at least cover in this one? Let's see what you think in the chat. But I don't know. For me, I'm probably going to go to the total under here with Alabama and Michigan. Let's see what you guys have. I think that's what I'm going to do as my play here. But I want to hear from you in the chat. Let's see what's going on. Okay, here we go. We've got maybe it's under for Brayson here. Timmy says, I'm playing Michigan to the end. The Tide, he's ruined. Did I say that right? Andre says Michigan money line in the under. Mr. Westford says Michigan may be just too much for Alabama. We So Dandy feels like Alabama can upset Michigan here if they can get hot from 3. Also here, Andre says maybe get a little backdoor action. Timmy says he played Kansas in the conference tournament, so he's isn't seeing it well, maybe is what he's saying there. Michigan's 3-point defense is good, says Andre. Cal Dog says he'll take Alabama on the points. There's Larry Martin says Alabama plus the points, but Michigan money line. He's going to try to thread the needle there. And Timmy, I surprised Timmy here by taking an under. In fact, let me see what I have the total listed there is 172.5, but you know what? I think it's actually gone down here. In fact, oh gosh, I'm seeing some 174s out there. I might be getting a little bit of a deal here right now. Now, to be fair, some books did open this as high as 176.5, but some opened at 172, 173. So I don't know if there's really much determination in a true line move here at this point. Okay, let's see here. Maybe Timmy goes Alabama money line. Andre says missed threes lead to fast break points and long rebounds. And Mr. Westwood says we only go over in the NBA now, at least for the next last 2 weeks of the season, over in every game. All right, I guess that's it for that one. You guys are done there, and I'm taking the under here with Alabama and Michigan. And look, I mean, I can't ignore the fact that this is certainly expected to be. And again, the reason why, Alabama, like I said, leads the country in the number of 3-point field goal attempts per game. I mean, that's what they do. They shoot over 50%, but you got to make them. And you got to have shortened possessions a little bit too. 172. Look, definitely, I'm not going to make any excuses here. Alabama is an over team. In fact, they were 9-3 away from home this season. But all right, let's keep it moving here. We got a lot of games to talk about, and we're going to stay in the NCAA tournament. Michigan State here taking on Connecticut in this one. And you've got Connecticut favored by 1.5, total 134 here. This thing's almost 40 points lower than the Alabama-Michigan game. Are they playing the same sport? For Connecticut here, number 2 seed in the East region, Michigan State, the 3 seed. This one's in Washington, D.C. Connecticut here just 12-22 against the spread this season, 11-18 against the spread as a favorite. Michigan State 4-2 against the spread as an underdog. Michigan State's covered in both their tournament games so far. They laid 16.5 to North Dakota State, got the win and cover. They laid 5.5 to Louisville, got the win and cover there. For Connecticut, they did fail in their opener against Furman, an 11-point win. They were favored by 20. And then, of course, they blew out UCLA 73-57 as a 5.5-point favorite there in that one for UConn. They are 9-4 in their last 13 games after a 22-1 start. Connecticut, a top 35 effective field goal defense. Offense here, number 8 effective field goal defense this season. Huskies went 11-1 in their non-conference games. UConn doesn't get to the foul line very well. That's a real big deficiency of theirs. In fact, they are ranked in the bottom 35, basically, of getting to the foul line. Just 16.5% of their points coming from the foul line. Huskies were 8-3 against top 50s this season, and UConn does slow you down. Their average possession, 19.1 seconds. That is also basically bottom 25 in the country. They maximize their time, taking their time, moving along. You'll forget about them after they've been gone. So let's see what you got, though, in this one for the total here. These two teams are slight unders this season, not overwhelming, but the Connecticut style is what you're concerned with, I think, here. Connecticut's gone under in 6 of their last 9 games. 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone under. They haven't met since 2021, but Michigan State did take a 64-60 non-conference win, a preseason tournament win, I believe it was, over Michigan State here 5 years ago. That was at the Bahamas event. Michigan State's gone 5-2 against the spread in their last 7. Connecticut, like I said, just 7-13 ATS in their last 20 games. UConn's won 2 of the last 3 national titles, lost to Florida in the second round last year. Gators went on to win the title, of course. For Michigan State, 12-1 in non-conference games. In their 3 losses, they did give up over an average of 90 points in those games, but they are the best rebounding team in the country. So you have Connecticut taking their time, and then Michigan State getting the board is what's going to happen probably here. Michigan State did allow 76 or more points in its last 5 losses. Spartans were 11-6 against top 50s. Since the pandemic, favorites are 6-4 ATS when the number 2 seed meets the number 3 seed. Last 10 years, the Spartans have been to the Sweet 16 3 other times. They went 2-1. So let's see what you have here with Michigan State and Connecticut tonight. And let's go to the chat. Here we go. Brayson here's on Connecticut. Andre says Michigan State in the points and over. The total is too low here. And let's see. Timmy's on UConn. Larry says he's going to take Michigan State money line because of fears from Joliet, Illinois. How about that? Awesome, Larry. Andre says 70-67 Spartans. Cal Dog likes the over. I like the under, you guys. I've got to go under here in this one with Michigan State and Connecticut. Yeah, I'm going another under in that one. I'm going under 174. I'm going under 134. Just don't go under in baseball, I think. All right. And Andre says Spears can make a living at the line. All right. One more here on Friday in the NCAA tournament. And it's Iowa State probably expecting to be here a little bit. Always a lot of doubters with this Iowa State team, but Tennessee, they're kind of the surprise team here. Maybe our Cinderella we were talking about yesterday, just because of the path that they had to take to get here a little bit. Tennessee, 22-11 overall. Iowa State, 27-7. Iowa State with their tournament wins here over Tennessee State and UK. Covered them both easy. In fact, Iowa State's on a bit of a cover roll here. They've covered 6 straight games overall, going 5-1 in those games. Of course, they lost to Arizona 82-80, but they were getting 3 points in that in that game against the Wildcats. For Tennessee here, 12-5 in their last 17. They've gone 4-2 ATS in their last 6 games coming in. Tennessee with wins and covers here in the tournament over Miami of Ohio as they won that game by 22 points, laying 12, and they also beat UVA by 7 points as a 1.5 point favorite in that one. They did, of course, lose to Vandy and lost to Vandy twice, actually, there late in the season. For Tennessee, 14-19 against the spread overall this season. Iowa State, 20-14 ATS, 15-9 ATS is a favorite. Tennessee 3-2 ATS as an underdog here, but let's see what you have here with this one. Total 140.5 here. Could I do it again? Could I just take another under maybe? Iowa State's 8-15-1 to the under as a favorite. Tennessee, they've gone under here in 7 of their last 9, as I said. They've also gone under in 7 of their last 10 games against Big 12 competition, and Iowa State's gone under in 12 of its last 18 games overall. I might have another under here, you guys, because I'm mad. I'm mad after I didn't, it was 50-50 there basically in the tournament yesterday, but felt like I was on the teams that got out to the lead and then kind of fell apart. Okay, here we go here. Let's see here. Balls in the points and under. Iowa State wins but doesn't cover since Andre. And Mr. Wester says, I've been alone in Tennessee all this time. I can't leave them now. If you do leave them, you'll take away the biggest part of me. Larry Martin here says, take Iowa State. Easy money there. Iowa State, easy money, he says. Wow, Larry. All right. I'm going under. I'm taking 3 unders on the show. Boring me. Give me the under here. I'm going to go under. I'm going under 174. I'm going under 134. And I'm going under 140.5 here in this one with Tennessee and Iowa State. Cyclones have won, as I said, 5 of their last 6. Now, we'll see what is going on with Jefferson. It feels like he's going to be better here for this game. I think he has a real chance to make the lineup. You don't want to be missing his 16 points, 7.5 rebounds, 5 assists, man. He really is a do-everything player. Also, Xavier Mitchell, questionable also for Iowa State. So they do have some significant injuries here, but I think Jefferson can make this lineup, actually, and we'll see. Their game time, 10:10 Eastern, 7:10 Pacific here on Friday night. And that's it for the NCAA tournament games. I guess here I'm going to be on some unders, I think, here. I think I might be under in every game. They can't all go under, though. All right, let me see here. We got some more. I'm looking here at the comments. Mr. West says everyone doubted the Volunteers, and Timmy says he likes Iowa State. They look good despite missing some of the players there. All right, that's it, I guess, for the action here in the tournament. All right. I'm going to go next to Major League Baseball, guys. We're still going to cover the NBA tonight and a little bit of hockey here. And look, it's not a big baseball schedule. What happens is in the major leagues, they actually, a lot of teams, most every game, they schedule opening day and then they take a day off to protect the ticket interests of those holding opening day tickets. Seems kind of something like you wouldn't even do in this day and age, but they do it, and so some teams will not play here. In fact, we've got a couple of teams making their season debuts here, actually. The Rockies and the Marlins and the Athletics and the Blue Jays making their season debuts here. I think also isn't the Royals and the Braves as well. So 6 teams here have waited all this time. And let's get ready to roll here a little bit with our major league coverage on Friday. 8-game card. Here we go. And we'll start off just one true matinee here, it looks like, with the Yankees taking on the Giants again here. This is at 4:35 Eastern, 1:35 Pacific time, a day game here on Friday with Cam Schlittler on the mound here going up against Robbie Ray. In this one, you got the Yankees on the road, favored here, $1.25. Uh, Total 7.5. Yeah, total 7.5 here in this one with the Yankees taking on the Giants. And in this one, these two teams, yeah, they met 2 nights ago. Of course, like I said, yeah, you play the game, and then you take the next day off, and then you come back and play again here on Friday. So, in the opener there, Yankees, of course, got the win there the other night in the season opener between these two, 7-0. Remember, they kind of jumped out on them there with the 5-run second inning. So let's see how they do here, though, with Schlittler. Looked good there last season in his rookie year. Looks like they've got a real keeper here, obviously, in this prospect. I knew it. Everyone does it, and I did it again. And you just got to try not to do it. And I did it. Schlittler, Schlitz, remember Schlitz malt liquor. For the Giants and Robbie Ray here. Got the veteran hurler here, the left-hander, and solid numbers in his career, of course. A real good pitcher for Ray here, though, going up against this lineup. Not going to be easy here right now. I got to think this Yankee lineup is number one. I don't know which team you might think, but I mean, when you got Grisham, Judge, they were able to kind of beat them up there a little bit in the season opener and get out to those 5 runs. They got a little help in there, but between Rice and Stanton, he's become such a patient hitter in a way when he's healthy in there. Chisholm, Caballero looked good there the other night as well. So we'll see the Giants. I'm not saying it's makeshift, but they've signed a Rise, and we'll see if he can do the things that he needs to do from the leadoff position. A lot of people call him a selfish hitter, but when you get on as much as he does, I mean, that's I don't know. I wish Padres wouldn't have gotten rid of him, but he wasn't fitting in necessarily. Devers here wasn't a good performance for some of those Giants hitters in the middle of that lineup in the first game. My man Casey Schmidt also in there. Let's see what you got though here with the Yanks and the Giants here on Friday. Go to the chat here a little bit, see what you got. All right, Giants. Let's see. Giants money line and under for Andre. Timmy's going to take Adames at homer. Mr. Wesker's he likes Schlittler. And Ray's best days are over. I think what Mr. Weskers is saying there. And Timmy's got the over in this one. Andre's going under. Ray was having, bad juju last year. When you're going up against this lineup, it can't get much easier, but did finish a little bit with a thud. Had a couple of okay outings there late in the season. For Schlittler here, look, he should have a pretty good matchup. He should have a good pitching matchup against Arise, against Devers, against Jun-Hoo Lee as well. For Robbie Ray, I mean, going up against this lineup will be tough, but still could have an okay matchup with Grisham, with Bellinger, with Rice here a little bit. All right, let's see here. Timmy says, he says these guys are going to get wrecked. I was going to take another under because I can't stop taking unders here right now. Cal Dog's going over. Andre says Ray and his K-prop over. Okay. Mr. Wester says Robbie Ray's been around so long, he's a senior citizen. Larry's got the Yankees. And let's see here. That might be it for you guys. Jimmy says if the Giants win, they're only going to win around 4-2 here. So, all right. I'm gonna take the under. I'm gonna take another under here, you guys. Give me the under with this one. Uh, Jimmy says Schlittler's a bit of a wild card in there. He's still a young pitcher. I guess he's going to have maybe some ups and downs, but the way he came on such a big splash on the scene, it just feels like. And plus, I mean, he was so strong down the stretch, right? Remember that Boston game? He was terrific. The 8 innings, the 12 strikeouts. I mean, just when you needed him there a little bit. In Baltimore too, another terrific game there down the stretch last year. So he did have some issues in training camp, kind of slowed his start to training camp. He had a back or a lat kind of problem there, so discomfort early in camp. But he was able to make it to here to opening day, or to his start here in this one. So I don't know if there'll be any kind of pitch count. They were I think he was on a minor pitch count there in the spring training. I think it was like nothing big. I think it was like 70 pitches or something like that. So, all right. I'm going to take an under here on the show, you guys. I'm taking under. Okay, A's and Blue Jays season opener here with the A's, Las Vegas A's, taking on the Blue Period Jays. Get that period out of there. And you got Severino here going for the A's up against Gausman here in the season opener here for these two. And see what you got here with this one. It's Jays 165, and the total here 8.5 over here in this one with Severino and Gausman. I don't know. Down to one. Is it really 165? It looks like a bargain here a little bit. Look, I love my A's here now. Got to be an A. Maybe the A's should be my American League team here. Man, down to oh, no. Okay, I'm seeing some conflicting numbers here a little bit. I'm showing some books as high as $1.90. I might have to go to the actual books here to make sure of this. $1. Okay, $1.92 right now at Bovada. Yet I think at Circa it's $1.62. I could just go make $50 here right now if I needed to, I guess, and put a big hedge, I guess, here right now on some of this. But all right, let's see what you got though here with Severino going up against Gausman here in this one. And maybe we take a look at these lineups too here for the first time this season, kind of like we did yesterday, just going over the opening lineups at least for the season here. For Oakland here, Kurtz, Langoliers, Soderstrom, Rooker, Jacob Wilson, Butler in there, Muncy, McNeil, and Clark against Gausman here. For the Blue Jays, Springer, Varsho, Guerrero, Barger, Alejandro Kirk, Sanchez, Okamoto, Clement, and Jimenez. Toronto, probably top 5 offense in my book here coming into the season. I'd probably put him right there in the number 5 or so for the A's here. Look, I mean, you can look at it whatever you want. I think the A's probably got a top 10 lineup here right now coming into the season. We'll see. I think a lot has to do with sometimes their home games in Sacramento in that field. Maybe I get a little disillusioned, but they've got some guys, with Rooker in there, and especially that top of the lineup with Kurtz and Langoliers. here. Langoliers, that's my guy. So let's see though what you have here in this one. Gausman gets the opening day start here. His fifth year with the Jays. He's been their ace all along. Of course, was a All-Star a couple of years ago. 10-11 last year. 3.59 ERA. 3.1 FIP. He's been solid in Toronto. He's been reliable. 31 starts in 5 straight seasons with the Jays. So, he's probably a top 25 or 30 pitcher still overall. So Gausman getting this opening day start. Don't forget, this is opening day here in Toronto today for Luis Severino here. Gets the start on opening day at the Rogers Center here. So for Severino, he started last year as well on opening day for the A's. He went 8-11 with a 4.5 ERA, 4.11 FIP, 124 strikeouts and 162 innings in 29 starts here. So Severino in Sacramento was bad. On the road, he was much better. At home, he had a 6 ERA and had problems in the hitter friendly park. So look, he's a 2-time All-Star. He doesn't have the upside that he once did. I think that's for sure here. He's probably getting closer to the end of his career than the middle of his career by now, and is a little bit up and down, that's for sure. Let's see what you think here. This one, A's and Toronto here today. Go to the chat. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. All right, Mr. Wesker says he's never backing Gausman at this price. Larry's going under. Andre says, give me the A's on the run line and a little bit of money line. Timmy says A's money line. The Jays will come out and they'll shot the bed. Okay, good. I think we can put it on the screen if they're going to only shot the bread. The bed. Shot the bread. Jimmy says the A's have the Jays. A's have the Jays number a little bit. He says there. What is the series history with these two teams? A's have 2-5 straight up in their last 7 games against Toronto. So 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over when playing here in Toronto. Also, 6 of the last 8 meetings overall between the two teams have gone over as well. Would it surprise you if I was going to take the under here in this one? Maybe I won't do it as my featured play. Maybe I will. Let me. Anything else in the chat? I might have to go under again. Timmy says Gausman will come out and. All right. Mr. Weskers does not. He's not. He wants strikeouts. He's not a pitch to contact type of better. All right. I guess man, I got to make my call here in this one with Toronto and the A's here. Look, I think I might be okay with Toronto at $1.65. I mean, what else can I do? But maybe go under again here. Maybe Michael Rostello here, first 5 under. The bats will come out later. I'm going to take the under again. Look, I got, I wasn't perfect with these unders here, trying to go under in all these opening day games. It definitely was a hit and miss. And I don't think, did I have any overs? I had the Dodgers game over there yesterday. That might have been the only over that I took all day. No wonder I was 50-50. But I'm going to take the under in this one again. Maybe I've just started out with my numbers just too high and I got to go under in all these games. But there were definitely games with plenty of runs yesterday too. All right, let me move on. I'm going to try to find an over maybe. Rockies and Marlins will get their season started here. Hey, it's got to, Sandy Alcantara, certainly this year he'll have a better year, uh, or is it just passed him by? Sandy never got it going really last year, and hard to think right now that that Sandy can get it back. It feels like he's just a I don't want to say just a guy. You never want to say that. If you can't get it going against this Rockies team, when are you going to get it going, right? Rockies certainly a bottom 3 or 4 lineup coming in. So look, I mean, Sandy was going to start for the Dominican Republic if they would have made it, to the final of the World Baseball Classic, but they, didn't quite work out. But Alcantara did pitch in the World Baseball Classic against Venezuela. There was some question today about, after we saw Skeen struggle and some of the other World Baseball Classic guys not awesome, that those guys that had to pitch extra hard in the World Baseball Classic in March, right, when you're really ramping up. A lot of times, when you're getting ready for the season, you build your arm strength up, and you kind of work your innings. Well, some of those guys had to go at it hard right away, right, in the World Baseball Classic. I mean, those are some of the biggest games you're ever going to pitch in your life. I mean, I think that's a fact. And and it was only March. So, I still think it's okay. I still think having the tournament in March is fine. I mean, there's been talk about putting it later in the, kind of like the All-Star format, a little bit of some of these other leagues. Maybe you put it in the middle of the season. I don't know what the solution is. It's such a good tournament. You still got to do it. But, okay, let's go with it, though, here and see what you think with Sandy here on the mound. For Miami in the opener here against Colorado in this one. And don't forget, we have Kyle Freeland here on the mound. Kyle Freeland getting this opening day start. The veteran left-hander, 17 losses last year. He's been his 9th year. ERA of 5, 4.18 FIP, 1.42 WHIP. 124 strikeouts, 38 walks, and 162 innings, 31 starts for Colorado. But look, it's hard to trust these Colorado starting pitching. But Freeland was actually worse on the road than he was at home last year. So, he's not in the top 50 pitchers. What can you say? He's probably in the top 225 or so coming in. So, for Sandy, like I said, hopefully it just works out here. Just up and down last year. Maybe finished okay, but let's see what you have here with this one. Rockies taking on the Marlins here. Let's see. For Colorado here, they've gone under in 7 of the last 10 meetings with Miami when playing here in Miami. 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams have gone over. And let me go to the chat pros here and see what you have in this one. All right, here we are. Okay. Mr. Wesker says he thinks Alcantara's 190 is ridiculous here. Everyone's high on him, and he has to show it. Yeah, it definitely does. I think I'm more just fading Colorado here in the opener. Timmy's going over here. Even I might like the over in this game. Michael Rostella says, good, this is an over game. And Mr. Wesker says, you got to consider the bullpens, but maybe there'll be some runs early. Timmy says, sprinkle the money line on Colorado. The new and improved Rockies there. This lineup against Sandy. Look, it's probably a pretty good matchup for them, even as bad as they are. But McCarthy, Castro, Goodman. What's up with Mickey Moniak, though? Let's see. He has an injured finger here. It's funny because the Phillies just gave up on Moniak, basically giving him an outright release, ends up in Colorado in their starting lineup. So it shows you where those franchises are. But Moniak had a finger injury here to uh, start the season. Let me see what's going on here. Should be fine day to day. So I think he'll be in there. Tovar, Beck, Rumfield, Doyle, and Julian. That's your Rockies lineup for 2026 here for Miami. Marcy, he looked good last year. Jacob Marcy, right? He was on the tear. Xavier Edwards, also Augustine Ramirez. You got uh, Liam Hicks in there. I like some of these Miami guys actually, but still young and learning here. I mean, Griffin Conine. I mean, talk about some of these batters here. It's a little weak down there at the bottom, but not a terrible matchup against Freeland for guys like Edwards and Ramirez. I know the price is pretty bad, but I'm going to take the Marlins on the run line here. Nothing I can do. I want to play this matchup, and I think the Marlins can. I'm going to take them here, and I'm going to lay the run line with Miami in this one at -1.5 and plus $1.20 or so. Give me Miami in this one. All right, first 7 innings over for Michael there, and yeah. Oh, I'll be talking bullpens here for sure. I just let's get a few data points here anyway. I don't think I'm ready to go after one night of bullpen action. Who does have the best bullpen right now after one night here? Um, I'm looking at it. Boston, the Yankees, the Angels, Texas, San Francisco, Dodgers, all perfect so far. And followed by Washington, Cleveland, and Milwaukee. We'll settle it out after a um, few games at least. Okay, yeah, Michael. Yeah, Moniak basically gets cut and then signed. I don't even know if he was, knew what he was going to do there after he got cut. Remember, this is a former first round draft choice. Andre here, Marlins run line. Stop Geo's here today. All right, and I'm going to take the Marlins on the run line. Let's keep it moving here, okay? How about the season opener here? Royals and Braves in this one. Got the Braves here -40. I'll take the Royals there. Okay, -$1.40, 7.5 under 20. Cole Reagans here against Chris Sale in the season opener here from Atlanta. For Chris Sale, look at this Royals lineup. A lot of talk here about him here. A lot of talk about their home games. So Royals moved in their fences considerably. I don't know if it's a great idea given their pitching, but that's the way they want to go about it. For Chris Sale here, opening day starter here. Sale also started the opener last year for Atlanta, the veteran lefty, 36 years old. Man, 16th season overall, 9-time All-Star. How about it there? Let's see. Career 30% strike rate, 6% walk rate. As long as he stays healthy, we know, because he's a high risk when it comes to that. Last 2 years in Atlanta, 25-8, 2.46 ERA, 103 WHIP, 390 strikeouts, and 303rd innings. Made 49 starts. So look, he's going to be good when he's hopefully healthy and in there for Chris Sale. This Atlanta lineup here: Acuna, Baldwin, Olson, Riley, Yastrzemski, Albies, Smith, Harrison, Dubon. That's a top 10 lineup probably right there. Probably number 9, 10, 11. That's where I've got them right now for Kansas City. Their lineup probably, in my opinion, close to the top 5. Probably more around 6, 7, or 8 right now. Garcia, Witt, Vinny Pasquantino. A lot of talk about Vinny this year. Can he continue to step up and improve? Sally Perez still getting it done. Caglione, India, Jensen, Collins, and Isbell. So look, I would think this is a pretty good matchup for these for the pitchers here, I think, for the most part. But let's see what you guys have here in this one with the Royals and the Braves. A little bit of interleague matchup here in this one. Kansas City just 3-7 in their last 10 against Atlanta. Coming in for the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone under between these two. The teams met in their series last year, and it was at Kansas City. The Royals did take 2 of 3 in mid-July meeting last season. So let's see what you have here in the chat in this one with the Braves here taking on Atlanta. Couple left-handers here, so see what you think in this one. I'll go to the chat. Okay, here we go. Mr. Wester says everyone's on the Royals after the way the Braves ended the year. Going to have to take the bait though and lay the run line here. It looks like with the Braves, big plus money there. Andre says Braves and under, also under first 5 here. Timmy's got Acuna for a home run. Michael says new and improved Braves are going to be fine. He'll take the Braves here in this one in the season opener, at least at home. And let's see, Royals. Royals. Mr. Westers doesn't think very highly of the Royals. Everyone loves those Royals. And Sale 10 strikeouts here for Timmy. Larry says Royals money line. Nerfy for Mr. Westers here. And Nerfy for Michael too. He likes the Nerfy here in this one. I'm going to take the Braves to win. I think this okay price here for me, $1.40 or so. Give me Atlanta to win the opener here over the Royals. Next up, the Angels and the Astors, the Astor Asteria. What is it called? Fix that. Oh, man. Embarrassing there. There we go. All right. We got the Angels and the Astros here after yesterday's season opener between these two, and the Angels were able to get that win in a low-scoring pitchers duel there in the opener, 3-0. Kept those Astros bats at bay. Yesterday did Soriano. Soriano went 6 innings, allowed 2 hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts to shut down the Astros there yesterday. Trout hit a home run. Shanwell hit a home run as well in that one. And the A's, the Angels were able to get the 3-0 road win there over the Astros. And Yusei Kikuchi pitching here in this one, going here against Burrows of Houston here in this one. So Kikuchi, at least he's going up against a pretty weak lineup. This Astros lineup, this is not your father's Astros lineup. I believe, look, yesterday we talked, there's one of the games I got right, at least here yesterday, right, on the under. I had a premium on the under in this game yesterday. We went with the Astros, I know that, on the run line, but went with the under yesterday. And look, I just think right now you have 2 lineups that to me are bottom 5 lineups with the Angels there. Yeah, they got the home runs there yesterday. Look, it should be a good matchup for Neto, for Trout, for Soler, and maybe even for the Astros too. At least a decent matchup here. But these lineups are so weak, actually. I'm just not sure. But all right, for Mike Burrows here of the Astros gets the start here. Burrows had a injury scare. He took a ground ball off of his left calf in spring training, but didn't really miss any time, not only pitching, but in his workouts and everything. So, Burrows was with Pittsburgh previously, 3.94 ERA, 1.24 whip, 19 starts there. And in spring training, pretty good numbers here. 1.5 ERA, 106 WHIP, 24% strikeout rate. So look, we know Burrows doesn't have a big upside, but he's definitely locked himself into the rotation here. And I don't know, hey, he's earned this spot. For Kikuchi here, definitely can be up and down at times, but he's good to go here for the second game of the season. Had 64 pitches in his final Cactus League outing of the season here. The 34-year-old did pitch in the World Baseball Classic for Japan, so we'll see how that goes. Did make the All-Star team last year, 7-11, 3.99 ERA, and 74 walks, so in 178 innings in 33 starts. So also allowed a league high 180 hits. So look, he's basically just a guy who picks up innings nowadays here. Going to need a strong start from him to keep you in the game, but let's see what you think here in this one with the A's taking on the Angels. And a good job, though. Give them some credit yesterday for that win there. The Angels are just 7-13 against Houston in their last 20 games against them. 7 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams have gone under here. So let's go to the chat, see if you have a pick here in this one with the Angels taking on the Astros here. Baseball season underway. All right, let's see. Chat, here we go. Andre there, he's on the Angels on the run line. Timmy likes the over there. He says Kikuchi could get hit. Yeah, he could. He could. He usually does. Andre, but also money line. Angels for Mr. Weskers and the under here. Astros to bounce back for Michael. After losing the first one, just come back at home and get it. $1.60 does have me in a little bit trouble there. Kikuchi can be shaky in the beginning, says Timmy. And hopefully Trout stays healthy. Hit that home run. That sent them on their way yesterday. Really smashed that one. And let's see here. Larry says 8.5 there on the total. Timmy likes Walker for a home run. Hey, Lethal Raccoon is here, everybody. Welcome to Lethal Raccoon. Athletics, Royals, and Angels win that with a parlay there for Lethal Raccoon. Not sure about that avatar. It was it was in the dark. All right, better get on this one here for me, and see what we got here with this one with the Angels taking on the Astros. Here, man, it just feels like a little bit too. I liked what I saw from the Angels here yesterday. The run line's a little bit high there at $1.50, but I'm going to take the Angels on the run line here, plus 1.5 at minus 150. I'll lay a little bit here, take them again. Next up, oh boy, Tigers are at the Padres. It was a disastrous start to the game there for the Padres. Tigers looked pretty strong in the game, actually. Hey, I was on the Tigers, okay, so I know when my Padres are, headed for a rough one here. Tigers spanked them there yesterday. What can you say? And then here today, you've got Valdez going up against Michael King. Now, King can be good when he's good, but he's got to stay healthy. And for Framber, this has been the big talk about with Detroit, adding Framber here and giving him a real, 1-2 punch with Skubal right now. This is really, it feels like the Tigers were begging for that real awesome second starter to go with Skubal to really hopefully put them over the top. So, look, he spent 8 years in Houston as one of the better pitchers in the game, and then came over the Tigers here, 3 years, $115 million. So Valdez, 4 consecutive seasons with over 176 innings pitched, 169 strikeouts, and an ERA under 370. So real solid numbers here for 4 straight years. Last year, 192 innings, 31 starts, 13 and 11 with a 3.66 ERA, 1.24 WHIP, and 187 strikeouts. So look, this guy gets ground balls. He gets guys out. Definitely can deal here in a good number of innings, 23% strikeout rate last year. So look, very, very solid, obviously, for Framber. And look, good environment for him to pitch here against the Padres in San Diego in this one. For Michael King here, we'll see. Definitely felt like he was tailing off there last season after he returned. Now, he was just coming in to kind of wrap up his season, try to stay healthy because he missed so much time. Really left there in mid-May and didn't return until August, made one start, and then had to take another month off. Came back to make his final 5 starts of the season, but his production just was pretty much just went way down. So we'll see if King is really ready to go here for the Padres. I'm suspect about it, but I'm suspect about the starting pitching altogether right now for San Diego here. But maybe I'll go under again. Let's see what we got. Mr. Wester's liking the Padres here in this one at a decent price, $1.30 at home, probably with Mr. Wester's here. But let's see. Andre's on the Tigers, though. Timmy says King will take us to the window. And let's see here. Michael says Tigers are looking good. Padres maybe continuing an offensive slump right now. And Larry says Tigers -1.5. Timmy says Tatis to homer there. And Tatis maybe here. The Padres offense really just didn't get it going there in the opener. And hopefully they can in this one. But, going up against Framber, I kind of question it. I'm going to take another under here in this one with Padres and the Tigers. Give me the under here. Well, I got no overs so far, but let's go to the last 2 games. Maybe I can find one here. The Guardians will take on the Mariners here in this one. And nice win for the Guardians there. 6-4. I was on the drive-through touting the under yesterday. So much for that. And I also thought Seattle yesterday would start off with a win. So let me see if I can't get this combo right today with Williams and Kirby. Going in this one for Gavin Williams here. Definitely looked pretty decent in spring training. And made 56 pitches in his last start. Did not allow a walk there for his last 2 appearances. So, look, that's a good news for Williams because this guy's a walk machine. He basically led the league in walks last season, almost 1 every 2 innings. Williams was 12-5, though, with a 3.06 ERA, 1.27 WHIP. But in spring training, he definitely looked better with his control right now. And if he could just do that, that's really going to enhance his chances because that's really been a big problem for Gavin Williams is those walks. He looked pretty solid there in late September last year, remember. For Kirby here, look, now Williams is going up against this Seattle lineup. And yesterday, I don't know, they did produce 4 runs. I still say they're a near top 5 lineup. I think that's pretty solid. But for Kirby here going up against this Cleveland lineup, it really did a nice job. How about the rookie yesterday, Chase DeLauder, with an incredible performance to start off the season there? Look, he was kind of emerging as a top rookie prospect. A lot of people thinking that he would be a target here maybe for Rookie of the Year. What did he do? 2 solo home runs for Cleveland for Chase DeLauder in the opener. backed up by Stevie Ray Kwan there yesterday. Kwan went 0 for 5, didn't matter when you had DeLauder with the 2 home runs behind him there in the lineup. So you do have Seattle here, $1.60. Gosh, could I bore myself to tears and take another under here? Let's see what you got in the chat in this one. After yesterday's win, 6-4 there by Cleveland, getting that win over Seattle there yesterday. Seattle led, of course, in the game there. Or no, it was 2-1 going into the 5th. Then it was 3-3 heading into the 7th. Cleveland picked up a couple runs in the 7th, added an insurance run in the 9th for that 6-4 win. But it was DeLauder with the home run in the 1st. Brendan Donovan homered for Seattle, and Dominic Canzone was noted. He had a homer as well. Luke Raley homered, so Canzone had 2 homers as well for Seattle. So 2 young newcomers there knocking the ball out of the park. Seattle turned into a bandbox yesterday. How will that bullpen fare here for Seattle right now? They gave up 7 hits and 3 earned runs there, in a home run and 2 walks yesterday for that bullpen. Mariners an under here for Andre. And is Kirby, let's see, Timmy says he's coming out hot. Michael likes the full game over here after it was 10 runs there yesterday. A Mariners money line for Mr. Weskers. Larry's on the Mariners here, a Yerpy for Michael in this one. And, let me take a look here. Maybe I could take a side in this one, because if I take the total, I know what I'm doing here, but I don't know if I don't mind this price on Cleveland. I'm taking another under, though. Give me the under. How many unders? A lot of unders. 3, 4 unders so far for me here. All right. Mr. Wesker's run line for somebody. OGB capping. Wow, OGB capping's here. Nice to have OGB. I like that. He's on the Guardians. Thank you, OGB capping. I like that. Timmy says 7.5's a high total here. He's going to go with me on the. It is heavily juiced to the under, I believe. What do I show there on screen? 7.5 under 25. All right. Hey, my footy game is starting here finally. And like I said, if you want to play along with me here, you got another minute or two to get this one in. I've got Greater Western Sydney here plus 16.5 points against the Collingwood Magpies. I'm taking the Giants plus 16.5 against those Magpies, and I'm going under 175.5. These two teams since 2023 have basically split their 17 meetings here at the Marvel Stadium, 9-8. All right, here we go. One more, huh? You guys are talking a little KBO action in there already, huh? Japan's ready to go here, I believe, in about 15 minutes here in Japan, with 6 games about ready to go off here, I believe, in just a few minutes. Okay, here we go. One more. Diamondbacks and Dodgers, Ryan Nelson and Emmett Sheehan getting the start here in day 2 of the season here with the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers there. Yesterday it was a blowout win there for the Dodgers, 8-2 behind Yamamoto. There in that one. Not much of a contest for that one. Arizona got the lead 2-0, was cruising along there through 4.5. Dodgers got 4 in the 5th and 4 in the 7th for the 8-2 win there yesterday for the Dodgers. It was Will Smith with the big shot in that one. He ended up with a pretty big game there for Smith. A couple of hits, 3 runs scored there for Smith. The big home run there for Will Smith in that game. Pages also a home run for the Dodgers yesterday. For Emmett Sheehan here, making the starting rotation, I think that's pretty strong there. He started 12 of his 15 appearances last season, made 2 starts in spring training. Last year, 2.93 FIP, almost 11 strikeouts per 9, 2.7 walks per 9. But for Sheehan here, look, you got him. You're going to have Roki Sasaki in here probably as well early on. Blake Snell not ready to go. So I think right now you'll see Sheehan. You might see, I don't know what the Dodgers, they might go with, I don't want to say a 6-man rotation, but you might end up having it kind of makeshift rotations a little bit for the Dodgers right now early in the season. I think Sheehan, though, pretty good to go here. Still a $2 favorite here against Ryan Nelson and the Diamondbacks. Let's see how you guys have it going into this one with Nelson going here. Man, 215. But what can you say? This is the Dodgers here, so let's see what you got. I just want to lay it again with the Dodgers right now. After seeing them yesterday kind of club these guys, I'm taking the Dodgers on the run line. 2 run lines today. I'll take the Dodgers. Where's my Dodgers -1.5, -115? That's what I'm taking here on this one. Timmy Two Shoes, Diamondbacks, team total over. Maybe Emmett Sheehan could get hit here a little bit. Dodgers money line here for Michael, possibly. Mr. Weskers, doing it again. Dodgers on the run line. Timmy said, they did eventually get to Yamamoto, although I thought Yamamoto was doing just fine. However, there he pitched 95 pitches, 6 innings, 5 runs, 2 earned, no walks, 6 strikeouts. So Mr. Wester says that Diamondbacks bullpen is garbage, but Nelson is underrated. I agree with that. Arizona basically yesterday gave up 5 hits in the bullpen, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, a home run, 2 strikeouts. So they've got a 9 ERA in the bullpen so far. I'm taking the Dodgers on the run line. That's a baseball. And again, we'll improve on those data points. We'll have more to talk about, I think, with the kind of the series history and stuff like that. Arizona and the Dodgers obviously talked about the game yesterday. Arizona, I think, has lost 5 of the last 6 against the Dodgers overall, dating back to last year. And all right, that's it, though, for baseball. Okay, let's go. We got a lot of NBA to cover here, and we're going to cover them all. I think every game still has some playoff implications here, so we do have to cover them all today. Me too, Timmy. We could have. That's a bummer, right? Only 8 games. I was ready to look at more games, but it's just kind of that's the way they are doing it here on the opening weekend. Like I said, let's go with the NBA. That's fine. Clippers and Pacers here. Got a 10-game card here on Friday night, and the Clippers here still jockeying for position. Like I said, we know what's going on in the playoffs. I mean, we've said it every night here right now. Clippers are currently in 8th place. That's good position to be in. They're battling to stay ahead of Portland and the Warriors here, and they're a big favorite, so they should be able to at least handle this one. They've won 3 in a row, so they're starting to heat up here again a little bit. Pacers actually won a game, remember, a couple of nights ago to snap their 16-game losing streak. Then they came back and lost to the Lakers, but they did get the money. In fact, the Pacers have covered 4 straight games. Now the Clippers have covered a couple of games in a row here right now. Still got to lay 9.5 in the tankathon a little bit, and hey, the Pacers are showing a little bit of life here, covering some numbers here all of a sudden. So let's see though how you got it. It does feel like it. Even I got to think this number is a little bit high, but can I really do it here with the Pacers right now? Let's see what you guys have in this one with the Clippers taking on Indiana here as we get our NBA coverage started. Clippers are 13-7 against the spread in their last 20 games overall. Clippers have won 10 of their last 15, 3 in a row over Dallas, Milwaukee, and Toronto, covering the last 2 against the Bucks and the Raptors. Clippers are just 2-4 straight up and against the spread, last 6 against Indiana. See, Indiana got that win, but they've still lost 17 of 18. They've gone though with the 4 straight covers here. Indiana's gone over in 6 straight. This series has gone over in 6 straight games as well, even though they meet just twice a year. So let's see what you have here in this one with the Clippers taking on the Pacers here in the tankathon. Pacers are getting the money here a little bit. It does feel like the spread might be a little bit too high. I might have to take the Pacers here. Oh, boy. Let's see what you guys have in this one. Pacers here. All right. Mr. Wesker's tired of the Pacers. He's got the Clippers here. And Timmy's going over in this one. Clippers team total over and money line, says Michael. Thank you for being here, Michael, today to give us some picks with us. Let's see here. Larry's going to take the Pacers in this one as well. I might be on the Pacers here. And, man, even I've got to think, this total. I've been going over in so many of these games right now, over and over, time and again here right now. But this one, I don't know about this one. I'm going under, believe it or not. I'm going under here with the Clippers and the Pacers. Of course I am. Give me the under in this one. Clippers are 19-19 over and under is a favorite, but the numbers really wouldn't prove out here. I just think it's a little too high at 238.5. 235 max, I think, here for me. So, all right, not much else from you guys in the chat in this one, but I'm going to take the under. I know I've been on a bunch of overs, believe it or not, in the NBA, and hey, I still might do it in this on this card. But the one thing was when I've at least been, as much as I've switched to the over here for the final weeks of the season, when I have gone with an under, those games are coming through. I'll just say that. All right, here we go. Heat and the Cavaliers here now. We saw just what happened here the other night, right? With the Heat, broke that losing streak by beating up there on the Cavs, 120-103. So they're playing in the 2 games in 3 nights in the same venue here with Miami, and they just won by 17. So you do have the Cavaliers here in a little bit of revenge. Maybe this will be enough for you here. The Heat, they're in the play-in tournament. No matter how you look at it here, they're in 10th place. Actually, now the Magic, the Hornets, and the Heat all have the same record in the 8th slot here, 39-34. So, which team will emerge here right now? Cavaliers pretty much locked into 4th place. I'm pretty sure they're just going to come in 4th place here right now. So, look, they might have aspirations to move up. They're 2.5 behind the Knicks, 4 ahead of the Hawks. Like I said, you could almost say they could be complacent here a little bit. The Heat obviously going to have motivation. The Heat outplayed them big time. We were on them in that game, And I kind of want to take them again if it wasn't for the possible revenge angle here in this matchup. So let's see what you have. Our chat's always kind of big on revenge here. Where's Greg? We need Greg here. But let's see what we have here in this one with the Heat. And look at this total. I mean, look, it didn't go over the other night, and I thought it would. They only went for 123 and not 243. 223, 20 points short in that one. All right, Cavs here, it looks like, for Mr. Westers. OGB Cap'n said the Clippers are the best NBA team in LA. And then, but he put a clown face. I think he was making fun of it. Timmy says, Heat are a gift from the gods. You got to take the Heat here. Like I said, I was on the Heat. I thought they looked good. I mean, if I looked at that, I mean, I did look at that. To me, yes, revenge is something to consider, but I think the Heat right now are just, that was a rough losing streak for sure, but they got on it so good. They looked so good in that game. Heat money line here for Larry. Andre might be behind us there a little bit, it looks like. Okay, but I'll make my call here in this one between the Heat and Miami. And man, like I said, we whipped on that over last time here. I'm going to take the Heat again. I'm going to go against the grain a little bit here and take the Heat. Despite the obvious revenge to come back and beat these guys, I'm going to go ahead and try Miami again to win the game. They beat them 120 to 103. They need the game a little bit more, it feels like. Miami's still 9-4 against the spread in their last 13. They are just 2-7 last night against Cleveland, including that win. But 9 of the last 12 meetings have gone over. I just was disappointed that it was so far short of that total. Cleveland really was a bit of a clunker in that last game. Still should go over, but it might be too high still, even though I've been on so many overs here of late. All right, we're going to keep it moving here. And it's going to be the Hawks and the Celtics. Grudge match here a little bit. These Hawks, what can you say? How great have the Hawks been of late? Atlanta right now all the way up to 5th place. Probably not going to get any higher than that. In fact, they've got to battle the Raptors and the 6th. Mentioned the 3 teams tied there for 8th place. The Hawks are in 5th place, just 2 games ahead of those teams, but still pretty awesome the way Atlanta's been going here right now. They're getting just 4.5. That's how good they've been to the Celtics here in this one. And I don't know, it looks like a good matchup here actually for Atlanta. But let's see how you have it here in this one with the Atlanta here. Atlanta has won, just 14 of their last 15 games, 13-2 against the spread in those 15 games. They've covered 6 of 8 against Boston. Boston's won 4 of their last 5 at home and 5 of their last 6 overall. Boston's gone under in 12 of their last 17. They're just 2-4 ATS in their last 6 games. Atlanta's gone over in 5 of their last 6 games coming into this one. So let's see what you got here in this one. But I want to take Atlanta here a little bit in this matchup. Let's see what you've got here. I might go Atlanta. I kind of think we might see an upset here. Let's see what you got. I mean, the Celtics have been great. Obviously, we know how strong they've been, and now they've got this, Brown playing unbelievable with Tatum back and all this, but they're not going to catch the Celtics. Still got to stay ahead of the Knicks. And Timmy says Celtics easy. Brown's going to go nuts on these guys. Mr. Wester's got to go back to the Hawks once more here. They've been incredible. Pacer Andre's just catching up a little bit. Okay, I do too. I want to take the Hawks in this one. I'm going to take Atlanta here plus the points against Boston. Give me the Hawks here. Maybe even sprinkle the money line. I think in this game, Atlanta, this 3-game winning streak right now. They beat Golden State, Memphis, and Detroit. They're 21-15. ATS on the road, 21-16 ATS. As a dog, Boston's a fine cover, no doubt about it. 28-24 ATS is a favorite, but I'm going to take Atlanta here plus the points. And Timmy says, take that. Got to go to that injury report too. Yeah, thank you. Let me check that out because Brown questionable, White questionable, Quatis questionable there. So yeah, all Boston on that injury report. Atlanta, nobody really on the injury report. So, all right. And Timmy says he played the Celtics, so he hopes those guys are in. All right, I'll keep it moving here right now. Let's go next up. Bulls and Thunder here in the Tankathon. You got the Thunder favored by 19, total 237 here with these two. That's all right. The Thunder right now, and look, I think their position is clear right now. You got the lead here, 2 games over the Spurs. Nothing's for certain, especially when the Spurs have won 7 straight games right now. Spurs are off on Friday night, but still got to cover 20 points in the Tankathon. We know Oklahoma kind of a 50-50 proposition. I've asked, does anybody know when the Thunder does cover and when they don't? Because I can't figure it out. Thunder failed last time, though. They lost to Boston, but I'm mostly talking about when they're laying the double digits. They covered against Philly, 16.5, covered against Brooklyn, 19.5, didn't cover against Washington at 21.5. Will they cover against these Bulls here right now? Look, I think a lot of people thought the Bulls were kind of hanging in there on some of these numbers, right? 26-20 ATS as an underdog, despite the fact that they've, basically just been lost here for the last, part of the season here. But, laying 19, no special favors here, it feels like. But the Bulls, like I said, they've covered a few games here of late. They upset Houston, remember? They covered against Cleveland. They beat Memphis. They've actually, won a couple of games here of late. In Oklahoma City, you got to figure after a while, you can't just beat down everybody. The Bulls, Simons, doubtful. Jalen Smith is out. Jaden Ivey's out here right now. So still just feels like an awful lot of points, even in the Tankathon here a little bit. Oklahoma City won the meeting earlier this month, 116-108 on the road. They did not get the money there in that one. Oklahoma City actually been quite strong of getting the points against Chicago. In the matchup here, Oklahoma City 7-1 ATS in the last 8 meetings against the two teams overall here. So Chicago, though, 8-4 against the spread in their last 12 games overall. 10 of the last 15 meetings between the two teams have gone over. You got to wonder. The last meeting, though, was just 116-108. The Thunder won there, did not cover, and it went under. So let's see what you got, though, here in this one with Chicago and OKC here with these two. I might take the under here in this one. I know I've been all over these overs, but give me the under here with the Bulls and the Thunder. I'll take the under with the Bulls and the Thunder. See what the chat has here. Mr. Wesker's on the Thunder. And he says Thunder covered last 3 double digits. OKC covered 20.5 against the Wizards. Yeah, I guess they did. I thought it was 21, but whatever it was real close, right? Let's see. OKC needs its starters to cover, possibly. Larry says minus 20.5. Thunder hates seeing his Bulls looking bad, but maybe it will be a blowout. Timmy says OKC kind of pulls the guys there a little bit. All right. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go under here in this one. All right, next up, Rockets and Grizzlies here. You've got the Rockets favored by 12 on the road. Rockets have not been a great cover, that's for sure, all season long now. Memphis has lost 4 straight, but they've actually covered some numbers here, but not of late. They've actually failed 3 in a row here. These are 2 bad teams when it comes to covering the spread. We know Memphis is just bad overall, but Houston also, for a team that's 40 and 23 straight up as a favorite, they're 25 and 38 against the spread as a favorite. So let's see what you've got here with Houston and Memphis here tonight. I know the line's moving under here, but I'm not sure I want to go under necessarily with these two right now. But I don't know. Houston's not exactly getting these numbers either. Lost at Minnesota, lost at Chicago here. Memphis did show some life, and then we're all of a sudden not looking so good. But Houston has been, dismal here to the number of late, 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 overall right now. And Grizzlies, same thing, 3-7 ATS. We know their season's been over. Houston, meanwhile, they're still in the battle in the Western Conference here in 6th place. Probably clear of the Suns, trying to catch the Wolves or the Nuggets here, but maybe they're going to finish in 6th place overall. And it's uncomfortable here, but I'm going to take the Grizzlies at home in this one against the Rockets. I'm on that group here with you guys a little bit that not real sure the Rockets are looking totally confident here right now heading into the postseason. Okay, here we go with Mr. West was not even sure how you can back Houston right now. Under maybe for Timmy Two Shoes. Mr. West was going to take Houston, though, in the Tankathon. And maybe Rocket. Here's what will happen, right? I mean, whatever reason, Houston gets some great performances from some of these guys and still end up struggling just to win. And, obviously they've lost some of these games that the individual players have been terrific. So I'm going to go ahead and take Memphis in this one. Pelicans and Raptors here. Pelicans on the road getting 7.5. Look, the Raptors are playoff bound, but the Pelicans continue to play hard. And definitely a pretty good cover here of late. The Raptors are in 6th place, right there with those Hawks, with the Sixers, battling for those positions. They're not going to get to 4th place, but you want to, be able to win a few here. They're favored by 7.5. New Orleans has lost 3 in a row. Toronto's lost 3 of 4 coming in. Toronto off of the loss to the Clippers last time out. They did beat Utah before that. Toronto just 19-22 against the spread as a favorite, 16-9 against the spread at home. New Orleans 42-31 ATS this season, although much better at home than, well, they're okay on the road. They're just better at home here. So let's see what you got, though, in this one. Look, Toronto, not a terrific cover. New Orleans is, what can you say? They've done a nice job despite this poor season. They've actually been covering here several games of late right now. New Orleans 9-2 against the spread in their last 11 overall. Now, Toronto's 5-2 ATS their last 7 and 4-1 ATS in their last 5. New Orleans has lost 6 of their last 7 on the road, but they've covered 8 of the last 11 meetings with Toronto. Both teams kind of trending under for sure here. Maybe that's the right call, even though, I don't want to go under in too many of these games, but New Orleans gone under in 6 of 8. Toronto's gone under in 13 of 19, and 8 of the last 12 meetings between the two teams have gone under. Still hesitant to go under in any of these games right now, actually. So I'm going to take the New Orleans Pelicans here. Getting a little nervous here. I'm taking some of these bad tankathon teams a little bit, but Pelicans continuing to play pretty well here down the stretch despite their poor record right now. Toronto's 8 games over 500. Trey Murphy questionable for New Orleans. McGowan's questionable. DeJounte Murray doubtful here. Quickly out for Toronto, but I'm taking the Pelicans here in this one. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. Mr. Weskers can't back Toronto. He says, I don't even know what defense is. Right? But, and I want to go over in a lot of these games late. Maybe my instincts are telling me that the adjustments have been too high. But the numbers aren't overly large here. Man, I know some of these late games are going to go over. I mean, okay, here we go. Let's see. Pelicans Raptors over for Larry. Okay. And let's see here. Timmy said Ingram over in his points. Man, also wrote, is it really 8.5? What do I have? 7.5. Let me look at this here. Yeah, it's definitely 8 or 8.5. Let me adjust that. I'll take the Pelicans here. I'll try the Pelicans. All right, here we go. Utah and the Nuggets here in the Tankathon. And I'm going to go. I haven't been to the Tankathon here yet. I've actually taken a few of these dogs today. But this one, I think Denver's won 4 straight. Utah's lost 3 straight. Yeah, Denver doesn't show the penchant for maybe crushing these teams too much. They failed to cover here in several games, but I might actually just be taking them here this one time. Denver just 1-4 ATS in their last 5. They've won 5 straight at home, 5 of their last 6 overall. Utah just 1-7 against the spread their last 8 against Denver, 1-5 ATS overall, losing to Washington by 23, losing to Toronto by 16, losing to the Sixers. I'm going to the Nuggets tonight in the Tankathon here at -18. Not going to spend too much time on this one with the Tankathon, but I'm going to take it. I'm going to lay it in this one with the Nuggets, okay? Let's see here. Nuggets, maybe the Nuggets here, but over for Timmy Tuchers. He likes it. Oh, you're right, Timmy. Look, I'm trying to save some good picks here, but this one probably is going to 280. Yeah, Larry says, look, the last game, the total was 233. It's got to be a big score tonight, I think, in this one. And that's why I think I like the Nuggets here to be able to just it'll probably fall right in the number in there, but I agree with you guys, actually. I'm making the Nuggets my official play, but I agree. I think you could be looking at over 260 points in this game. All right, I'm moving a little bit quickly here right now. Man, I know you see me wincing here, and I thought I don't want to just talk my health here, but my back was bothering me the other night. I was having trouble on the show. Last 2 nights, no problem. Now all of a sudden, here I am again, wincing back and forth. Probably should improve my ergonomic chair here. I deserve better. Okay, here we go. Wizards and Warriors here in this one. Another one where, you could probably just default here to the total, I think, in this one. But I may just go to the Tankathon here with the Warriors and lay it here. Warriors have won their last 2. Washington did win last game. Here they beat Utah 133-110. Warriors beat Brooklyn 109-106. Didn't cover. They're actually having trouble covering some numbers here right now. Warriors just 1-4 ATS in their last 5, but Washington 1-6 against the spread their last 7 against Golden State here. So look, We know we're in the tankathon game here. We can make fun of Golden State, but they're in the postseason, going to the play-in tournament right now. And if you look at their standing here, they're battling to, try to get out of the last place here. They've actually fallen now a game and a half behind the Trailblazers. Feels like the Warriors just want to go home and wrap up the season here. But for the Wizards, Koulibaly, questionable. Vucevic, questionable. Sarr, questionable. Johnson, questionable. George, questionable. Young, out. Warriors, Post is questionable. They're running a G League team out there. Moody, he's out for the season with that awful injury. I'm going to take the Warriors here, though, on the tankathon. Give me the Warriors still to blow out the Wizards in this one. I'm going to take the Warriors. Larry went with Denver money line back there. Mr. Wesker's going to go with the Warriors right now. Yeah, Timmy, another one here. This was another one, big time over, I'm sure, here. Another probably 250-point game, but taking the Warriors as my official play. Larry, Warriors money line. So, okay, here. Let me see. I got a couple more here and 2 hockey games. I'm going to make it quick, guys. Mavericks here taking on the Trailblazers. Trailblazers by 10, total 239 and a half here in the tankathon. The Blazers are actually a team that maybe weren't covering the big numbers there at first, but they've actually done a good job here on a couple of them. They've just covered back-to-back against Brooklyn and Milwaukee, laying some big points. Dallas did just cover 10.5. They're on a long losing streak here right now. Portland in 9th place, trying to stay ahead. They got to get to that 8th place if they can. They're a half game behind the Clippers. It is going to be tough. But Dallas here, 7-3 ATS in the last 10 against Portland, winning 8 of the last 10 overall here. But I'm probably just going to go to, let me see. Dallas has gone over in 6 of 7. 7 straight meetings have gone over between these two teams. So maybe I should, I've been taking some sides here. Maybe I need to look at this one. No, I'm going to go to Portland here. I'm going to take Portland as my play, actually, but I think I'm going to be doing something with the total in this one, if you know what I mean. The new style of total for me here, probably a big total here, I would think, in this one tonight with Dallas and Portland. Portland, we already know, is a pretty big over at home. 24-12 to the over at home. 24-9 to the over is a favorite here. Yeah, Portland. I think they can get this one. I'm going to take them and lay it here against them. Portland did win back in December, 125-122. Dallas did win at home against them earlier this season, but I think Portland, this is going to be a big number again. I'm going to lay it here with Portland, but probably going to find my way to the total in this one. All right, here we go. Mavs against the spread here for Mr. Weskers. And Timmy says, what reason would you even go under here, I think. All right, one more NBA here late. It's going to be Brooklyn and the Lakers. In the tankathon here, Brooklyn, big losing streak right now for the Nets coming in. So maybe it's more of a tankathon here for me again. Brooklyn's lost 9 in a row right now. Remember, the Pacers and Wizards have actually won. Now it's Brooklyn that has the honor of being the team that has the longest losing streak, I think, overall. They have actually covered 3 of their last 4 games. Lakers have failed to cover 3 straight coming in. Maybe it's too much. Maybe they could. They're going to crush them. Come on. Let's see what you got here in this one with the Lakers. Look at this total, 220.5. The Nets, it's because the Nets have big-time troubles here. But, if the Lakers come close to not covering here, I think the Nets are going to score a little bit more than they have of late. Some of their numbers have been really bad here. Really, the Nets here, let's see, 106 against Golden State, 99 against against Portland here. All All right, let's see what you have here in this one. Man, I got to think of maybe another over here right now. So let's take a look here. You guys tell me in this one. Gosh, I want to. Nothing here yet with this one between the Nets and the Lakers here. Larabia is going to go nuts. Timmy says take him over on his point total here. All right. And I'm going to go over in this one. Man, I want to take the Lakers, I think, but give me the over here in this one with Brooklyn and the Lakers. I'm taking the over. Kind of want to save it for a premium, but 17 and a half, just not sure. The old algorithm here is saying this is the spot for Brooklyn, but oh man, even the Lakers might take one down here. Lakers money line for looks like Larry's going to do a big money line parlay on these big favorites today. All right, that's it for the uh, basketball here. Let me go over two hockey games and then I'll get out of here for the show tonight. It's going to be the Red Wings taking on the Sabre. Just two games here in the NHL tonight. And you have the Red Wings. Get this right here. There we go. Red Wings and Sabres here. Man, those Sabres can't be stopped. You think the Red Wings are going to get in their way right now? Oh, I highly doubt it. Still got to lay $1.60. Not exactly comfortable, but man, Buffalo. They actually lost two games in a row here, but so has Buffalo. So has Detroit right now. Buffalo 22-9 at home. Detroit 18-12 on the road. A really good road team here this season. Done a pretty nice job. Buffalo 12-3 in their last 15. They've won 5 of 7 at home. Detroit's lost 5 of their last 7 games coming in. Detroit's gone under in 11 of their last 16. Buffalo's gone under in 5 of their last 7. 10 of the last 14 meetings, however, between the two teams have gone over coming into this one. For Buffalo here right now, you talk about where these teams stand, right? And Buffalo firmly entrenched there atop the division here currently, but the Red Wings, they're actually in a little bit of heat here right now. They are 3 points behind the New York Islanders for the wild card here. So they are kind of desperate here to get this one. But man, Buffalo just can't be stopped. They're just 2 points ahead of Tampa Bay, however. But man, as hot as they've been, 7-1-2 in their last 10 games overall coming into this one. But still, could be it might be Luukkonen in there tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see who is actually in there. But all right, man, let's go here. See what you've got. Like I said, that's not a terrible price on the Sabres, the way they've been going here right now. Sabres have won 3 straight meetings. In fact, they've actually won, I believe, both of them this season, 5-4 and 4-2. Did win one at Detroit as well. So, boy, the Sabres can't be beat right now. I'm just going to have to take them. We're not ever stopping betting on these Sabres right now. Let's just take them. Whatever the price is, we'll do it. $1.60, not awful. Probably paying a little bit of tax here. All right. Timmy's got a prop in there. Larry likes the Red Wings on the puck line. No doubt. You got to figure. Buffalo 16-19 as a puck line favorite. That's pretty darn good. Detroit 25-11 as a puck line underdog. However, that's real good too. So, all right. One more tonight. I got to end the show here. I probably could end the show and wouldn't worry about it. But hey, we've come this far. We're gonna do the Blackhawks and the Rangers. Okay, we've come this far tonight. And let's see what we got here right now. Where's it at? Here we go. Whoops. Well, the Rangers are at home. You know what that means. You're supposed to take the Blackhawks here. So we'll just do it. In fact, look at this price, $1.60. I don't think the Rangers should probably be no more than $1.35, even against the Blackhawks right now. I'm just gonna take the Blackhawks on the money line here. Give me the Blackhawks. Show's over. I want the show to be over here so I can stretch out a little bit or something. Rangers are on a bad losing streak again. Don't make no mistake. We're not just blowing this off. Rangers have lost 6 in a row again. They've actually lost 6 of 9 against Chicago at home against these guys right now. Chicago has lost 8 of the last 11 against the Rangers. It's a home dominated series between these two semi frequent foes. Chicago's gone under in 11 of their last 16 and 8 of their last 11 on the road. Rangers have gone under in 4 of 5. Give me the Blackhawks here in this one. Timmy going over in the Hawks. Larry, thank you for a great job tonight. Blackhawks money line. Said they did beat them 3-0 there earlier this season at home. So, all right, I'm taking the Blackhawks here in this one. All right, that's it, gang. Thank you so much for being here for Friday's previews. Hopefully, we'll bring some winners to you there. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code Tony T at checkout. Save 15%. I'll have picks tomorrow. I'm going to have, I think, a 3-pack in the NBA. At least got one premium in the college baskets here. You got my best, I think, here overall, but I'm probably looking at that Alabama and Michigan game. And NHL, a couple games. I don't think I have a premium here probably. And Major League Baseball can have a little something for sure. So make sure you join us over at Tony'sPicks.com. Thanks so much to everybody in the chat. We'll be back tomorrow, of course, with great action on Saturday. There's going to be some UFC on Saturday as well from Seattle. And, of course, Elite Eight, a couple of games in college basketball, big old hockey card. But I think tomorrow we're really going to come on. We can probably eliminate a couple of games tomorrow because we're going to have a full slate of baseball. So, all right, that's going to do it here for the Night Move Show. Thanks a lot, everybody, for the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. I'm Ramon Scott. Good night from Las Vegas.